Hey everybody, it's Miss Coconut. How are you doing? I have a late night conspiracy theory going on. I'm going to prove to you today that Céline Dion is the latest Illuminati puppet. Miss Superstar, the international, well-known vocalist. I mean, she's like the queen of pop. She rules Canada. She's very famous. We love her. She has a powerhouse ballad type of voice. Love you. Like, it's just beautiful. I mean, she could do no wrong. She's so angelic, yeah? Well, honey, Miss Céline has gotten in trouble lately because she is endorsing a clothing line for children that some are calling, not me, some of them, they are saying seems slightly demonic. They are saying that she's supporting a company that is pushing out products that blur the lines of gender. And, people are really alarmed about this trend that's going on because they feel like they are trying to persuade children to be gender fluid, and it has all of the religious group up in arms. So anyway, there's this video ad for the clothing line, and Miss Céline is in the car looking, her usual superstar self. And she gets out the car, and then all of a sudden she's dressed in black like an omen. And she goes into, I guess it's a hospital with children in it, and she does some magic over them and changes their appearance, and everything in the atmosphere changes. But peep the little black puppet that she has that's sitting up. I mean, it gets so bizarre, y'all. So, of course, I had to do a little bit more digging into the company itself. It's called like New, like 666. And they are getting a lot of backlash themselves because apparently their clothing ads have a slightly risque and very pedo-centered feel about them. And one thing about me, I try to be really open-minded, so when I see like people throwing up the horns or throwing up the pyramids, I really be like, okay, whatever. I really don't feed into the rumor mill about the Illuminati and things like that, because I study the occult. So it'd be stupid for me to sit up here and be like, oh, my God, they're serving the devil. But one thing I hate the over-sexualization of children in art, in print, in fashion. I don't like it. I'm serious. I just don't like it. And when I peeped at this clothing line, the company, I was a little taken aback. I mean, people are trolling them hard too, because a lot of consumers are feeling very squeamish about the way the ads look and how they're posing these children. So I'm going to show y'all some of the pictures, make a decision for yourself. Now, the thing about Miss Dion is this: everybody plays a role in this world. And these superstars have been assigned a role. In many cases, they have gone through MK Ultra therapy, and they have been cultivated to be who they are and who they portray themselves to be. And a lot of them are sleeper cells. And so throughout their history, you don't ever see them as the bad guy. You see them as the good guy, the angel. And then all of a sudden, they'll come out and start doing these different things. And you're like, what in the world is going on? Well, they were always part of that team. Okay, they were just being used to portray a certain image. So that's my theory on her. And that's my theory on all these superstars, no matter how much we love them. If they're in this club, believe me, they're getting there by occult means. You make up your mind whether that's evil or not. But some of these print ads I am very much against because, like I said, I don't like to see children portrayed in cages with legs open. I don't like to see them, portrayed sexually at such young ages, or I don't even like for people to show them in too much of what I would call like a satanic look, because I just think that's something that you get into when you're older enough to know, not something that you're coached into. I don't have a problem with as much of the illumination symbology that's used, but it's more the darker stuff. I'm like, this is crossing the line for me. I mean, a big handprint on a little girl's chest, to me, it just screams like, oh my God, this is bad, y'all. This is bad. So, the whole thing about Miss Céline, I keep saying it, Miss Céline is this. When she was 12, she was discovered by her husband, okay? Who at the time, I believe, who was like 35 or 38 or something. And he basically became her Svengali, okay? You know what that is? That's an older man who coaches a younger woman and molds her and makes her into this beautiful person. And it's a whole theory behind it. It's a book about it, a movie about it, everything. And eventually he ends up marrying her. And as we know, they had a long marriage. But what is not talked about is the fact that when he got with her, she was young. And no one's talking about that. No one's talking about it. And so she herself may have been a victim of this MK Ultra programming. Not even may. I believe she was. And now they're like, you've had all of this fantastic run. You've had all these millions to enjoy, and now it's your time to pay the piper. And coincidentally, her husband passed away, and would you believe that her brother passed away a few days later from the same illness as her husband, allegedly? So, of course, now they're bringing into light the whole thing about, paying the piper, the blood sacrifice. But there's something really, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, of course, but there is something a little bit unholy about this relationship, that this grown, almost 40-year-old man was allowed to be such an influence over a 12-year-old girl. And as you can see in this picture that I'm showing of them eating, I think in Paris, maybe, she looks so young, surrounded by all of these older people. And it's just a weird vibe to me. Now, one of my friends said, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. But to me, everything is that deep. And I think that's the whole thing about how the devil works. I'm just using that term loosely. The devil works so excellently because it always is like, oh, no, that's not it. It's just a clothing line, y'all. It's just X's and O's. What is there to be scared of? Because there's always a backstory. There's always something right underneath the surface with these people. So, yeah. Have I proven that she's a puppet? Probably not. I never do in these videos. What the heck do I know? I don't know a thing. I really honestly don't even take this stuff too seriously. I wear a tinfoil hat. Y'all know that. But I don't like to get too deep into these rabbit holes because you will find yourself stuck one day, exhausted, mentally drained, and that's just not my persona, okay? I like to be happy. I had a fantastic workout today. I ate great. I had a good breakfast, y'all. I took a nap. So, I don't try to get too deep, to read too much. So on the one hand, my friend is right. It's not that deep. But on the other hand, is she or isn't she an MK Ultra slave? And now she's putting in that work for her Illuminati handlers. Well, y'all tell me what you think. Let me know. Comment below. We don't like to give up our illusions about our, superstars. We don't. We like to hold on to the images that they have been cultivated to portray. So she has always been portrayed as an elegant angel. She's always, sleekly designed in her look, very poised, and so there's a tendency to overlook these type of characters. But understand they're all playing a role. Every single last one of them. I don't care. And that's why when you start to study these type of subjects, you'll start to see they're all related. They all marry each other because they're in the bloodline. And they're doing their job. Okay? They're doing their job. And they get paid very well to make the public think that they are wholesome. But the bottom line is most of them are in on all of these underhanded dealings that go on with this very weird, weird place we know as Hollywood. Anyway, that's my time today. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I really do want to hear what y'all think. I love to read the comments. I like when people like go in deep and be giving us more information than I even knew existed. I like the people that come on with all their little historical facts. And I even love the trolls that be like, y'all crazy. There is no Illuminati. I love it all. I just laugh at y'all. That's all. I just laugh. Sometimes I might comment back. Sometimes I don't. I just leave it alone. But I do appreciate all of the input that I get on my videos. And thank you so much for watching. And as always, Om Shrim Brezi.